this is bullshit. So what do we got? We got 12 volts, so it's dead. Thing won't start when it's dead. The computer won't allow it. It doesn't have enough juice to give the injectors, or something's going on, right? So you know what happens? It goes and says, okay, what's going on? There's a crank problem. I'm not cranking fast enough. Okay. It's not actually the crank sensor. We know that. Crank sensor's good. But we're going to clear that. Now we're at 12.7. We're just above a dead battery at 12.6 volts. Your battery's dead. So 12.7, that's just enough to fucking have a not dead battery. I'm gonna let this thing charge a bit more, because what it's gonna happen, look, it says it's going up a little bit. We got the car boosting us. The car been sitting a while, so it says we got that. Second we crank it over, we're down to 12 volts. We're killing it. There's no nothing, you know. So we can't crank this thing over because we're just killing the battery and it's not gonna start. It gives us a stupid crank code once we hit 12 volts there. So what we're gonna do, let it charge up a little bit with this car. I'm gonna go get the can of ether, give it a quick little give the little PD a little whiff of ether. She'll come right to life. So here we are. We got the turbo manifold nuts all cracked loose. I'm gonna go underneath and loosen the drain line. I got everything else loose, the downpipe's off. And yeah, we're gonna pull the turbo out. Just by feeling it, I could feel that there's lots of play. This other turbo I picked up seems very tight. So we're hoping it's not blown. We're hoping it's just a good unit, you know. It's a GT17 PD 150 turbo. It's a stock turbo from an ARL. About to put that into 2-liter TDI. Got it used on Marketplace, so hopefully it's a good turbo. Other than that, we're gonna have to rebuild the one that I have. The fitting on the one that I have is welded in, so can't change that. That's gonna have to stay on there. I'm thinking of buying another one of those aluminum fittings. Get rid of the quick connect coupler. But we cut the quick connect coupler hose apart, and we're gonna see if the piece of metal fitting that comes out of that I have on the turbo over there right now, we're gonna see if that's the right size for this. And if it works, we're just gonna send it like that for now, with the clip and lots of silicone in the hole. It's gonna be glued together, you know, glued. We're gonna fucking silicone it, but I've done it before and it just eventually leaks right at that quick connector right there. So you're better to weld it. So hopefully the turbo that we're putting in is good. I'm gonna miss this. The OEM number in there and stuff. Volkswagen Audi. That looks proper. So the other one's a little shiny fucking cover on the EGR plate, so I don't really like that, but I'm not changing it. I'm just gonna leave that with that. And we're probably gonna get that turbo rebuilt. I'm gonna send it out to Turbo Parts Canada. Maybe even get it upgraded. So I actually ended up having to remove the strut brace. I couldn't get the turbo out without it. And I wasn't trying to pull the axles and shit like that, so made it easier. But we found out something fucking hilarious. But not very hilarious, because it could have cost more than like a $400 rebuild. This turbo might not even be any good. So I go in here, I spin this side, right? What's going on this side? Oh, a whole lot of nothing. Well, what got that? So I snapped the shaft right in half. So we barely got any play. And the shaft's not broken, so we're gonna stick this one in and try it out. But here's where I'm at. I don't think this fitting that I cut off of the hose just by visual inspection, I don't think it's big enough, you know? So, probably gotta order one of these dark side things. And then I might get this chopped way further back, because I don't like how that is. That's like, that gives me barely any clamping room, and I actually have a lot of oil leak out of here and shit, so it's like, I had to put the clamp so tight that I actually thought I broke the clamp. But anyways, I'm gonna cut it before I even send it to him and say, hey, can you weld that on? I'm gonna cut it like way further back. Because like, as you can see, it basically could have got cut all the way anywhere up into here. And then I would have like an extra half an inch to fucking clamp on and give me a full inch instead of a half. Well, probably got almost an inch to clamp onto here, but could have been more. So when I got this one rebuilt the first time and I got this welded in, he messaged me back, said, we might have to cut your thing, but he shouldn't even have messaged me, because I was like, what do you mean? And then he's like, oh, we'll see what we can do. And then, yeah, so he should have just not messaged me, just chopped it where the fuck he wanted to, weld it where the fuck he wanted to. He shouldn't even have messaged me back and told me about it, because I would have been completely fine with it. But the only problem is, I asked him like what he meant and stuff, because I wasn't sure, and he's like, oh no, we'll figure it out. We'll probably maybe make it work, or whatever happened. So what happened here, I'm gonna explain this, because I might as well bring the other one into the mix. This is my first turbo. So this one grenaded, snapped the shaft. Actually like grenaded. And basically, Matt bought the Mighty Vac to try to install a new actuator the second time on the new, well, not new, well, it was at one point a new turbo. So I bought the Mighty Vac so I could try to install this properly. And well, let's just say it failed. As soon as I installed the actuator, first ride, it ran amazing. Like the best boost best boost response too, like no lag, nothing. Like I might have just had it slightly out of adjustment, but it was actually working beautifully. And then all of a sudden, started howling, and then all of a sudden, now it's not even howling, so now I snapped the shaft in there. But it leads me to believe that these are too small for my 2-liter TDI. So this is where I'm at. The blown turbo is gonna probably get rebuilt, but now we're gonna need to probably get new compressor wheel, new turbine wheel, new shaft, whole new fucking cartridge basically. So should I just get them to upgrade this, go a little bit one step further, put bigger compressor wheel, or is that ultimately not going to do anything because in the end it's still too small? This actually spools up very stock, feeling like a 2-liter fucking revs out to like 4,500 with it. So it's got enough fuel and everything to rev. So maybe is the turbo choking it out, because I'm also getting not the best fuel mileage. And if it is choking it out, what's the next option? What could I put on this thing? A lot of people put in BMW turbos, so that's kind of what I'm looking at, but I really don't want to spend that kind of money. So hit me up, let me know, is there an option to make this housing bigger somehow, to machine it out, put a bigger compressor and turbine? I think that would give me a sort of like the same feeling as it was with that. Whereas it gives you better flow, and better exhaust flow gives you better fuel mileage. A little bit of turbo lag, but I'll deal with it if it'll last longer. So this is where I'm at. I'm kind of... The only thing I've noticed different is on the casting. This is says 22. And my old one says 21. So I don't know if that's just like a year thing, or if that's just like a random number, or like fucking... They both say 0.46, M53. Both the same turbos. both GT17 Garrett turbos off of a ARL. This is now where I'm kind of at though. In my head, they weren't too small because here we have a 2-liter. We're seeing it too has a VNT17, but on a log manifold. So I don't know if the log manifold changes anything. I don't know if the exhaust housing in these are any bigger. I'm not quite sure the difference in these turbos. But then again, it says .46 M53, and they look pretty much the same size, other than different location and size, shape. I'm just wondering, could that maybe last longer as a log style instead of as the unequal length style manifold? I think that's unequal length. Pretty sure. Anyways. So here's one thing I wanted to see, because now I'm second guessing myself. Did I completely fucked up that installation? Or was the turbo just fucked to begin with? So, you can see where this one bottoms out at. So roughly like 19.
Look, Jimmy.
Jimmy, you can't be swearing. I'm on YouTube.
Oh shit. I'm gonna broke this screw. What's that?
So it bottoms out about the same, so I don't know if I didn't adjust. I don't know, because like I said, when I put this actuator on, I was very impressed. It actually ran very, very good. Probably better than it did before. So they both seem to bottom out around. I had set this one to try to be as perfect to what they said on the internet, 18. So just put the intake on. Just put the used turbo in there. Hopefully it's a good unit. Hopefully it doesn't burn a bunch of oil or nothing silly. Hopefully it works good. So we got it all back together. About to fire it up. Huh? Yeah. Here, you can hold this. Gold start time. 7 on last. Turbo's working.
TDI.
Maybe I just haven't heard this thing run in a while. I don't remember what it sounded like.
What's smoking? What's smoking back there?
More like rock.
Engine 25. We're gonna go for a test drive here. Yeah, drop her down. Whoa, what the fuck is going on? I'm fucking running away.
That would have been fucking hilarious, but we didn't have that on video, and here we are. Pull that out again, see if there's anything. Pretty much nothing, eh?
No, that fucking drips down a little. You put her in there.
I'm worried that the motor blew up.
Nah, she just fucking burnt all the oil.
Well, I've never had this thing run away like that in my life there.
The motor ran away, the turbo fucking spit oil into the intake, I guess.
I honestly thought the motor blew up, that's why it shut down. But
No. How's it gonna keep running? It doesn't fucking feed diesel because it's fucking electrical over mechanical fucking injection. So if the electrical part shuts down, it's not gonna be feeding fucking diesel. Right?
yeah, that's why it's like,
Runs out of oil, shuts down.
that's crazy.
But it shut down in 10 seconds. So motor's probably fine. It's got a little fucking
Yeah, well,
couple
I guess
scratches.
it was
Scratches on the
quick.
rod bearings, you know, that's about it.
I guess it was pretty quick. I mean, it was like fucking all of a sudden it was screaming. Oh, we both look at each other, jump out of the car, and it's fucking.
In front of the caravan, the same thing. Brrr.
That's fucking stupid. Well, no, there's no oil in it.
Put it in neutral, let's fucking drag it back.
It's in neutral.
Drag it back. Or fucking.
Yeah, I'll go start up the plow truck though. I'll put it in gear for now.
Grab your other TDI. Let's fucking leave it over here. Grab the key, pop her up. Let's go over the right way, dude.
Yeah, it looks like I'm driving the Lexus this summer, eh?
I gotta drive the Supra this summer.
So I guess this is what happens when you buy a used marketplace turbo and the guy tells you it's good. You almost grenade your engine first ride and first fucking... You know, everything was going good. I let it idle till it warmed up. Everything seemed fine, you know. Sounded a little off. I should have known right away. Went to go for a first test drive and fucking... Not really making any boost or nothing, so I should have like known in case something seems weird. But then all of a sudden there I come to stop because we're going down around the corner to go down the hill. And I hear like blub blub, clack 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 clack, like as if I hear like injector knock, like as if it like the injector shut off. So I guess it tried running away and it tried shutting itself down, and it couldn't shut itself down because the turbo just started feeding oil into the engine through the intercooler, and then all of a sudden the thing fucking probably started screaming at like 7,000 RPM. I shit you not, as I turned the key off, I watched it bury the needle to 5 grand. Wah! From this side, it sounded like a sewing machine, but I was kind of fucking scared, I'm not gonna lie, I panicked. There's no way to fucking choke this motor out, like, I don't have anything that I could have really done, so I thought I was gonna grenade, so I ran, you know, I got to the back of the car, thing was screaming, Wah! Was fucking a little bit scary there, but you know, the engine didn't blow up. Lasted about 30 seconds to maybe a minute at the most. Probably burnt about a liter of oil because we were at the bottom of the, like it was just to say showing on the dipstick after. But yeah, basically the turbo exploded like within a minute. So it's kind of a good thing that the weak point is the turbo being the VNT 17 and not the crank or the connecting rods from the 2 liter. Because that could have been way worse. We could have had pistons, rods all over the fucking ground. So yeah, needless to say, Matt is never buying a turbo off marketplace. Never again. I mean, if I take one off a used truck, it'll be different, and maybe I'll use the used one, but I'm never doing that again. Never fucking taking someone's word for nothing. People's word don't mean shit. That fucking goof almost cost me a motor. Oh yeah, it's a good turbo, comes off a good running engine there. I scrapped these cars there, so I was pulling the parts apart there. I pulled the notice I had the bigger upgraded turbo, so I sold it. You know, that's... Yeah, buddy. Tell me the fucking thing's blown next time, you cocksucker. I'd fucking punch you in the head if you lived in the same city as me. Fucking idiot. Piss me right off. So, I basically changed the oil, well, dumped the oil, put some fresh oil in it just to make sure it has oil. Took the intercooler pipe off and drove it in the shop. So it started, it runs. Doesn't sound the best, but it does run and idle fairly decent, like it was vibrating a lot, but I just take it as I don't have the intercooler pipe on. Now I'm debating, should I inspect the oil pan? Like, the magnetic drain plug had a little bit of metal on it. Nothing excessive, no chunks or nothing. Like, I've seen worse in these engines, so I'm thinking once I get a new turbo, I might just flush it and send it. I'm not sure. Might get a full rebuild, but at that point, I might even just put a whole nother engine in it. So, I got the turbo off, and I really don't like what I see in cylinder number 1's port. It looks like there's metallic flakes in the port. I stuck my finger in the exhaust port. It feels a little gritty. The intake port, though, has some flakes. And I looked at the intake, I inspected the intake side. So, the 3 ports are fucking clean, and then I had a bit of stuff in this one. So I'm thinking either the turbo was just starting to shit metal into it right as it shut down, and it barely sucked anything in, or it shut down because some damage happened to cylinder number 1, which is more likely because the turbo didn't snap. Engine sucked back about a liter of oil. So that's why you don't buy any marketplace turbos. You know, you got this fucking thing that's like probably worth more than the guy's whole car, and he tells you, oh yeah, fucking mint turbo, bud, fucking should be mint there, fucking I had no problems with it there, fucking good luck with you. Anyways, fucking dummy me for trying to put a used turbo on it. Never ever am I ever gonna do that ever again. Which is why the turbo's not on the Supra. We're gonna get it rebuilt, because fuck this. If it could happen to this, it could happen to anything. Yeah, she ran away on oil, and I'm worried there's damage to cylinder number 1. So yeah, when I took the oil out, it was low about a liter. There was no metal in the oil, well, bare minimal. It's like classic, little bit on the magnet, like what I see every time I do an oil change. But now, I'm trying to turn the camera's light on and see if I can see into the port, but it's not looking too great. Cylinder 2 looks pretty clean. Cylinder 3 as well. Cylinder 1 looks like something happened. Either that or the way the intake design is. Due to poor intake design, it fills only the first cylinder, maybe? Which is very well possible, because when I do pressurize this thing with water, I thought it seemed to favor the front or the back compared to the middle, which is weird. Just depends the way the water is like spinning into the tube, which is why I believe dark side when they tell you that this one has to go to the intake, because that actually helps make the air turbulent into the plenum. So when the air is coming in on a fucking, like with turbulence, it feeds all of them more equally, but then when it's just, for some reason it goes to cylinder 1. So I'm hoping that damage is caused from the turbo. And I'm hoping that that's just those blades right there. But it's so very hard to tell what's going on. I should have never put this piece of shit in the car. I should have honestly just fucking got mine rebuilt. A waste of $500. Feel like I got scammed, you know? Like fucking buy a blown turbo for more than it costs to fucking, I don't even fucking understand. I could have bought a turbo brand new, and to get that one rebuilt now, I'll be another $700 fucking $800 into it. So what's that cost? Like, that's more than the original cost of the turbo. So like, fuck, that thing being blown as it is, he should have sold it to me for like $200 as a core. You know, I get a rebuilt for $800. You got a $1,000 turbo. They're only $1,000, fucking $1,200, $1,400 with tax, whatever. Like, they're junk. They're not fucking very fancy turbos. They're a stock turbo off of a PD 150. So, fucking any blown turbo like that, you guys are ridiculous for asking so much money. It's not worth more than $200. The guy who fucked me, he told me it was a good unit for $400. It might have cost me my engine. Like, literally might have cost me my fucking built 2-liter engine. Because some piece of fucking shit on Facebook wants to fucking lie and say, oh yeah, it was on a good running car there. Yeah. Good running car that fucking blew up, the fucking loser. So I'm gonna message him there. Fuck, what the fuck happened there? You know, like, goofs on Facebook. Why would he message me in the personal messages, be like, oh yeah, come off a good running car, good turbo, man, nothing wrong with it. Yeah, nothing wrong with it except it just blew cylinder number 1 right the fuck out of my engine. Piece of fucking shit, rat goof. There's the up here in the north there. Maybe I'm too comfortable with trusting my fellow fucking northerners there, you know, because they're good people and they don't fucking lie as much, and they don't fuck people around as much, and they kind of tend to be more honest when it comes to deals like that. They'll tell you like, oh well, things blown, you know, you gotta get it rebuilt. They tell you more honestly, but this fuckhead from Toronto thinks he's a tuner or whatever. Fuck that guy. Yeah, his rusty piece of shit wagon. I ever see him, fuck, he's gonna fucking rip his fucking turbo right out of his car. Fuck, piece of shit. He owes me a fucking turbo. He owes my whole engine. That fucking goof. So basically, now that the motor's blown, like, what a fucking joke. Fucking $3,000 engine here. Brand new fucking camshaft and lifters. Fucking, I should have just got my turbo rebuilt, but instead this fuckhead tells me you got a good turbo for a fucking sale on Marketplace. Now I have got a blown motor. Cylinder 1 melted. Valves melted right through the fucking valve guides. So, what do? You take it apart, rebuild it. You take it apart, swap it. It's got a brand new camshaft in it. I don't even know if the head's fucking savable. Fucking 2-liter block. I got another 2-liter block, but this one's got the 1.9 oil pump. So what do? Oil pump's like $300 to $600. The camshaft $600. There's fuck $1,200. The clutch another fucking $600. There's $1,500. There's $1,500 more with fucking $2,000 worth of parts. Wasted.